Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Holy moly, what is going on? What's going on in the market? What is going on in the market? Bitcoin teases end of correction. What's going on in the market right now? How's your blockfolio looking? Happy Saturday to you. Hope you guys are having an absolutely outstanding day thus far, and I hope it gets even better for you. It is good to see you guys. Happy Saturday for sure. Let me make sure I got that going on there, right? Indeed, 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 indeed. Make sure that takes. It is really, really good to see you guys. Let me do this as well. What is going on? I'm going to copy this here too. So I have this. Yeah, happy Saturday, guys. Good to see everyone. You found it. Awesome. Oh, it was. Wow. Thank you. So what is going on, guys? Everybody doing good, I hope. Hope everyone is well and swell and swell. Hope everybody's doing awesome and doing great and doing wonderful. Macy's is closing down. Wow. Macy's. Is that our local Macy's? Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. It's going to be a good sale. Yeah, definitely going to be some sales going on. Happy Saturday, guys. Good to see you guys. Third Eye Explosion is here. Peace. What's good with you, brother? Gentle Cot. Hello. Alex G is in the building. 416 Cryptos. Good to see you, my friend. Direct Interior Hip. Good morning. Good morning, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. LA Loving Life. Hello. Is that a lady in crypto? LA Loving Life? I'm excited. I get excited when I see more ladies getting into this space. Mutton Wolf is here. Hello, all. Twanzel. What's good, Twanzel? Doug Davenport, what's up with you, my friend? Good to see you here. Yeah, so the Bitcoin standard or the fiat standard, the choice is really yours. What do you choose? Gonna lay out some interesting stuff from that dude, Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Guys, don't forget to unbank yourself. If you don't know how, just ask. I will help you with that. It is time for all of us to take more control of our financial destinations. BlackRock, XRP is in the building. Good morning, brother. Great content as always, Crypto Seeds. Thank you, BlackRock. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, interesting stuff to say the least. So what's going on with your markets? Is it good for you or not? Is it good for you or not? That, my friends, is the question. We're going to look over the market as well. Interesting thing, share a video with Pompliano and the guy from Shark Tank. I guess maybe he's the dude a lot of people love to hate. I forget what his name is. I'm going to share a little bit of something from him and them, I guess I should say as well. I finally found the timestamp for the interview with Michael Saylor and MM as in Mike Crypto. So I'm going to share that with you guys. I love it. I actually went out and Michael's a smart guy. I actually went out and ordered the book, The Bitcoin Standard, just because this dude recommended it, and I'm going to get into it. I can't wait to get that and dive deep into that. It makes me think about a book that another guy wrote called Bitcoin. black in America. And I was trying to figure out that whole thing and why he went there. What was that all about and all that stuff. And so I went and purchased a book just to support. But then I saw a couple of tweets where it's just not kind towards XRP. And so I didn't get it. So I didn't promote, I didn't get that. So I didn't promote that book, even though I did purchase it. Because I don't think there's room for divisiveness. I think, for this space to win, we got to get that we want all the digital asset space to win. We don't want Bitcoin to lose. We want it to get better, in my humble opinion. We want it to get better. We don't want it to lose, right? And so, yeah. So anyway, I'm really starting to get behind this whole thing of what these super ultra wealthy people are seeing. It's not in the digital asset. Bitcoin is in what the digital asset represents, right? So the standard, and I'm going to share an interesting quote from Ross Stevens that Michael Saylor shared, and wow, very, very profound stuff. So Flo is here. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. TMS Clan. Yes, indeed. Coco Crypto, another lady in crypto. Hey, Coco, I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you today. So guys, do me a favor and smash the like button if you haven't already. We want to make sure we get this channel out to as many people as we possibly can. Yeah, we had a really, really late night last night. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to get to the gym before the stream. I'll have to do that later. It's the weekend. Not for the week. Yeah, it's the weekend. There you go, Father Della. Yeah, the market does some stuff right over the weekend for sure. I did take advantage of that, 20, I don't know, was it 28 cent XRP just because I could. I'm like, man, I might as well get some of that. Anybody listen to BC Backer earlier today? Look at that. Eagle is in the building. What's going on, blockchain monkeys? I knew something was up when all these top CEOs keep leaving their businesses. Are you saying? Eagle. Yeah. Again, it's really, it's for us in the space, we get the difference. We get the differences between Bitcoin and XRP, right? We get it because we know so much about XRP and we know what Bitcoin currently is and its technology, right? We know it doesn't compare, but I'm learning more and more. It's about the philosophy and principle behind Bitcoin. That is the deal. Did you enjoy that book, Coco Crypto? I didn't read it. I got it. I had got the thing. I ordered the book, and literally, I think the day that I was supposed to start reading or something, kind of made that really very, very, very negative comment towards XRP hodlers, and I just was not happy with that. Are you enjoying the book? Tammy B, another lady in crypto, is here. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you hanging out this morning. So we're going to go over some stuff from Michael Saylor as well. And we're going to go over the market too, because, look, it's important. It's important to see what's kind of going on in the market. But Flo is right. Weekend is the weekend, right? We got to make sure we understand that. A lot of stuff happens in the weekends. Anybody listen to BC Backer this morning? I saw that he, did I share? I saw that he put a video out, but I didn't watch it. Let's go over something. Let's make sure you guys got this before I move on. Any of you guys get that reserve protocol, looked into it? Any of you guys looked into it, see if it makes sense to you? Anybody do that? Yeah, so I'm trying to think. What's the all-time low here on reserve protocol? Was 001. Wow. Yeah, so I didn't get any of this until 008, 0078, somewhere around there. So obviously, we don't have the 35x the gains, but from 008 to now, whatever that looks like. 0.008 to 4 cents, whatever that was, that 500%, 600%, something like that, maybe. Let's look at the overall market here real quick. So Bitcoin's at 37,237. On the 8-day, it's minus 8.9%. Ethereum is on the 7-day up 4%. Polkadot has replaced XRP in the number 4 spot. 84.7%. Yeah, Polkadot. I remember Dan Moorhead was saying that he believed Polkadot was going to be the one and leading the market, leading this bull run. He said that. Avi's at 79%. So on the 7-day, he would be right, because currently it is leading the market, Polkadot. Really, for the most part, right? Especially for the alts, right? At 84% for the 7-day. I was hoping to get some of this Polkadot under $15, so we'll see how that goes. XRP is 28.5 cents. It's down 10%, almost 11% for 7 days. Cardano's at 34.7 cents. Litecoin's $149. Bitcoin Cash is $506, up 15% for a 7-day. Chainlink's $22.52. It's up 47% on the 7-day. Every now and then, I think, I bought a little bit of Chainlink, sold it, got some more stuff. And, for me, Chainlink has really been kind of like the Bitcoin. I used to do the Bitcoin thing, right? Up until, about 10 days ago, 14 days ago, I sold all my BTC into XRP. But I used to always just buy BTC. I would take that 200 to 500% gain on it, not gain, $200 to $500 gain on it, and just put it in XRP. I did that, I don't know how many times, just to get more XRP. And I just did my last one 10 to 14 days ago. I missed out on the 40,000 BTC. I did not, right? I missed out on the 30,000 and the 40,000 BTC. So I exited early. And so I've been using Link a lot, kind of in that same way, same manner, to just get more digital assets. So we'll see if we get a correction or some pullback or something. Then I'll look into maybe Link and Dot. Then, or all of our we've taken our initial money out of all of our portfolio, except for XRP and VeChain. Those are the only two we haven't taken our initial money out, right? So all the alts that we have now, whether it be EGLD, Anchor, Algo, RSR, doesn't matter what it is, 8-hour token, whatever it is, we took our initial out, right? So it's all it's all free, So in any case, that's kind of what the market is. I hope you guys, look, I hope you do some homework and some due diligence really on Reserve, Anchor, I forgot Elron. Yeah, we took the money out of Elron too. Elron, which is EGLD. Because it feels like they're the kind of the new stuff, and they're getting some big time, they're getting some movement. But it was feeling like Reserve is a sleeper. People are buying Elron $30, right? I questioned that whole move, whether that was going to work out or not, them changing the tokenomics, but people are buying. So they see it. Crypto Delivery is here. What's good, Crypto Siege? What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Michael Cummings is in the building. How are you? Just okay on the book, huh? Got it. That explains a lot, Coco Crypto. I appreciate you sharing that. I believe the SEC waited so Ripple could develop the XRP more to be a non-security. There you go. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. You believe that the SEC was holding back and giving them more and more chance to become decentralized, giving them more and more chance to become more of a non-security. I hear you. I'll never forget when I heard the Modern Investor say that in 2017. He was like, he was, he was on it like early. The Modern Investor. If you guys are not subscribed to this channel, I'm telling you guys, you're missing out. Go check out The Modern Investor on YouTube, because he said that 4 years ago now. He said, it feels like to me that, Ripple is looking to become more decentralized. Like someone came to them, he said it looks like someone came to them and said, you need to do step 1, A through Z, to become more decentralized and to become more like, and position XRP to be less of security. So that kind of speaks to your point, Michael. Sienna, how are you? Oh my goodness, all the ladies in crypto are here. Man, that is exciting. We need more ladies in this space. I hope you guys are Sienna and Coco Crypto. I hope Tammy B. I hope you guys are telling your ladies. I hope you're telling your girls, Flo. I don't know if Flo's a girl or not. Right? Get into this space. It's exciting to see that. How do you feel about DOT? Says Sienna. Surpassing XRP in market cap. I think it's great. Look, I think it's great, right? It's just proven, the market kind of determines it, right? The market determines, right? And so I think that is great. And I think the story still has not been told on XRP. I think that, I'm a blockchain backer saying that XRP should be around $2.30 if it was just, keeping up with the altcoin market. It should be at $2.30. And so if it's at 27 and 28 cents, for me, that says, yeah, that's 700%, almost 800%, 750%, something like that, right? At 27, 28 cents. For me, in the crypto season, so I'm certainly not telling you guys what to do with your money. I say great buy. Like for me, even if I just do $100 or something, I say it's a great buy, right? So guys, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Please do that. We want to get this channel out to more people in the what I say always, the average Joe and James, right? We want to get it out to more of the average Joe and James in this space. I think it's important to do that. I really do. And because we need more of us in this space. Coco Crypto is like, yes, ladies, indeed, right? And we need more of the average Joes and the average James, especially more of the average James in this space, because it's our shot. It's our shot to win, right? It is our shot to win. I'm gonna quote something, then I'm gonna let you listen to Michael Saylor, but I just think it's just huge. Ross Stevens, who is the hugely successful. Let me do something here. Let me even Google this guy real quick before I share that with you. Let's see. So, yeah, yes, Ross Stevens of Stone Ridge. Someone had it right. Ross Stone Ridge reveals 115 million Bitcoin investment as part of his, right? No, I got my thing on. So obviously hugely successful guy. Michael Saylor says he is the ultimate, Ross Stevens is the ultimate Bitcoin, if you will, maxi, right? And this is what Ross Stevens did. And I'm gonna let you listen to Michael Saylor. But in a letter to his shareholders, in a letter to his shareholders, he wrote, each citizen now has a choice. You can stay on the fiat standard. This is in which some people get to produce unlimited units of money for free, just not you. Or You can opt in to the Bitcoin standard, in which no one gets to do that, including you. And I'm looking at that statement, I'm listening to it, and the thing that stuck out to me was including you. And that's the thing that we've been saying on this channel, time and time again. Never, ever, ever, ever in the history of finance has the average Joe and Jane, the bank teller, the truck driver, right? We got some construction people outside our home now making all kinds of noises, right? The construction guy. Never, ever in the history of finance have we been able to participate in the same ecosystem on a level playing field as them. Never has that ever happened. No, you don't have to be an accredited investor. You don't have to be part of the pre-IPO nepotism, good old boy network. The bank teller today can participate in a level playing field. He or she can get on pro.coinbase.com right now and buy Bitcoin, and buy XRP, and buy Algo, and buy Kyber Network, and buy synthetics. Does equal access. It's the same as Michael Saylor can. It's the same as Alice Mashinsky can. It's the same as Barry Silver can. It has never happened before, right? It has never happened before. And so for me, when I hear that Bitcoin standard, it's about inclusion. Right? It's about inclusion. It's not so much about what Bitcoin brings is not its strongest attribute is not the technology. It's the opportunity that it represents equally to everyone. Equally to everyone. I was listening to someone say governments can't stop this. Who said that? I just listened to that yesterday. I forget who I was listening to, but governments can't stop this, right? And you know, we say on this channel a lot is, look, once they decided, once they realized and recognized, and it hit them upside their head, that they cannot strong arm this technology. Once they figured that out, that they can't strong arm this technology, then they had to pivot and go to plan B, which was to begin to embrace, which for them means to regulate it. Once they figured out that they couldn't strong arm this technology, they had to pivot and embrace this technology, which for them means regulate it. Ken Sims, how are you, bro? Good to see you. You are the man. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. No, Darcy. I saw that BK covered it on maybe DAI as far as BitTrue. BitTrue is changing their XRP addresses, and so if you're on BitTrue and if you've used it, your XRP wallet, you created an XRP wallet on BitTrue before, you're gonna have to make some changes because they are changing those addresses. So you have to make sure if on some other exchanges or some other wallets, you got it whitelisted or, right, or default wallet. The default wallet is that current XRP wallet. You're gonna have to change it because you're gonna be getting new addresses. And if you, for some reason, don't know that and you send it to that old XRP address, the XRP is gone. So you wanna make sure that you guys know that. I did not see that, Richard France. That's kind of crazy. So that's a heads up there, Darcy. Appreciate that. Crypto Seas, did you hear about, Richard France says, Crypto Seas, did you hear about the petition that somebody created urging the government to ban crypto in the UK because he hates Bitcoin? Nope, I didn't see that. It's just not going to work, right? That's interesting though. Energy Web token exploding and Uni. Right? How about that billionaire fate? Yeah. So the market, and I want to make sure that the market is it's not just recovering from the losses, but it's actually recovering and doing better than what it has. You're welcome, Darcy. What's going on, billionaire Faith? Good to see you. You have some EWT, my friend? I have some Uni. I don't have any EWT. What's going on, Jamarcus South? Good to see you. Baron Steve, Baron Stone is here, apart from Tether, right? And so let's take a listen to that dude, Michael Saylor. Interesting guy, interesting thought process, I think. Let me hook that up. Where is it? Right here.
The chairman of Stone Ridge monetary system, as we know, maybe even we are going to skip a deflationary period. These are my thoughts, and maybe if you have any additional thoughts on that, you are of course free to share them, and then I would go into the last two quick questions here before we are wrapping it up for today.
Yeah,
talking about hyperinflation.
One of the most brilliant Bitcoin maximalists in the world today is Ross Stevens, the chairman of Stone Ridge and NYDIG. And Ross wrote an annual letter to his shareholders. And in the annual letter, he said, and I quote, "Each citizen now has a choice. You can stay on the fiat standard in which some people get to produce unlimited new units of money for free, just not you. Or opt into the Bitcoin standard in which no one gets to do that, including you." And I thought that was the most brilliant statement I have heard in a long time. And it describes exactly what you just said. In the fiat standard, central banks and non-fractional bankers have the right to produce unlimited amounts of currency for their benefit, for their purposes, just not you. You can't, they can. That's the fiat standard system. And if you choose to stay in that system and accumulate wealth in that system, if you buy bonds that pay fiat coupon, if you buy stocks that pay fiat, that are valued on fiat cash flow, if you buy real estate that collects fiat rents, if you store money in fiat cash, you have opted into the fiat standard where someone else can print unlimited units of money, just not you. And your choice is to switch to the Bitcoin standard where nobody can do that. And it's only now dawning on a lot of the world that they have to make this choice. Everybody has to make this choice. And that is the overarching driver. And once you understand that, you understand why Bitcoin is critical to the world order and to peace and prosperity and to the human race. I mean, everybody on Earth, all 7.8 billion people, they need some store of monetary energy that they can trust and rely upon. And so you can't build anything of beauty. You can't build a company. You can't build a country. You can't build a family. You can't build anything on a crumbling foundation. And that's why Bitcoin is really important. And that's why.
Yeah, interesting guy. really interesting guy, right? Yeah, and so that, again, for me, that's been really kind of making me think more and more about not the digital asset, but the kind of the philosophy and the opportunity and the mindset behind it. That is what I think the deal is, right? That is what, and think about him saying it. right? Think about him saying that. Think about that for a second, right? Him saying that if you choose to buy bonds, if you choose to do something in real estate, you're choosing your standard. Isn't that something? That's an interesting way, I think, to think about the stuff. You're choosing to continue to live within a standard where they can create as much money as they want for their needs, just not you. Or you can choose to opt into the Bitcoin standard, in which no one gets to do that. No one gets to do that, including you. It makes you think, right? It really does make you think. And that is, again, once they recognize they couldn't strong arm the technology like governments tend to do. Once they realized that, they realized they had to pivot now and embrace this technology. And by embracing, I mean regulating it, right? And when I read things like J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs is getting into the custody business, the same people that in a drop of a hat and without hesitation would rob you blind. I find that to be very, very fascinating, which is why I love the Celsius platform so much, because I know it's a platform in a movement that is looking out for my best interest and not theirs, right? Or not that of the shareholders. Is a pretty powerful thing. And even with Celsius, the shareholders that they have, 99% of those are average Joe and James, you and I. And I think that is not VCs, not venture capitalists, right? Who look to eventually take over a company, right? So interesting stuff. And that's where we are. That's the genius and that's the brilliance. That's why we have this channel. That's why we want to tell more of us about the digital asset space, because it is a space that allows, promotes inclusiveness. Again, you know, somebody in Bangladesh, if they got a mobile phone where they can put some apps on that phone, right? They can participate in the space, right? They can participate in the space, right? And so that is pretty powerful, right? Somebody in Bangladesh can go and get some Bitcoin, some XRP, right? That is a pretty powerful thing. And so when you're not, when you hear that phrase, right, you can stay on the fiat standard in which some people, which is them, right, get to produce unlimited units of money for free. Just not you. You're just not you, which means you are not included in the system. You're not included. You're not part of it. You're not included. They're not looking out for you. They're looking out for themselves. And the digital asset space and that standard does include you. Does include you. Without an accredited investor, again, requirement, without being part of some good old boy network, right? Does include you. And that, my friends, is a powerful, powerful thing. It really, really is. And ultimately, I believe that's what Satoshi Nakamoto was looking to do. I really, really do believe that. Michael Dobson, big bada boom, right? That's what I believe. Ultimately, that's what I believe for sure. Hey, Keston Sinclair, good to see you. Alan is in the building. How are you, Alan? Bullish for XRP. I hear you, my friend. XRP #1 is here. Good to see you, my friend. DIC Ganzina. Should I buy 100 more XRP or POT, or did you mean DOT? Jackie 33 is here. Another lady of crypto is checking in. Good to see you, miss. How are you today, Jackie? Michael Dobson says XRP is going to be a Federal Reserve token made to settle the liquidity of the world. You know, we shared that thing from Jerome Powell on YouTube. Global stablecoins systemically important overnight. Yeah, a little bit of a change, Jackie 33, in that they're moving more and more towards every time they hear of another exchange. I've never heard of PLT coin, my friend. Every time they hear another exchange halting the trading or delisting XRP, it makes them more and more certain for US investors that they are going to be doing the same thing. Now, Celsius acts a little different than an exchange, but they do have the option for you to buy digital assets on their platform, right? And so they're probably going to, my guess is, stop that. But that would be just a guess. I got to get on a call. Was 10? Wait a minute. I don't know if that call today I was supposed to get on with the ambassadors was at 12 or 1. But in any case, that's what they're looking. That's what they're probably looking to do. But they're going to make a move with XRP. My guess, and again, I'm only guessing. My guess would be it would be, you know, you're no longer going to be able to use your account that is attached to it or your bank card to buy XRP. I don't think they're going to change the fact that you can hold it on the platform. But I don't know, because it is earning interest. How is that looked upon, right? So that's going to be up to their right, their corporate attorneys, right? So we shall soon see how that's going to work. Which, you know, again, for me, if they do that, you know, I'll be looking to, you know, kind of heighten up my cold wallet stuff. I already moved away from Ledger because of the issues there. So, you know, I'll probably either do, you know, I only have one EliPal, so either do, you know, but I have 2 treasures, so kind of split them up amongst that and the Cobalt. We'll see. I just like the air gap. I like the stuff kind of going on more so with EliPal and Cobalt's technology, but that would be the move. So the answer to your question is, yeah, the more and more they hear about the halting or delisting of XRP on platforms, the more they're leaning towards, they feel as though they will have to do the same thing as well, because they don't want to put the other communities and the other digital assets, cell token holders, whatever, they don't want to put the other Celsians, if you will, at risk. So that's kind of the deal there. Fritz Vansenten, how are you, my friend? They will flip the switch and XRP will moon in seconds. I hope you're right, my friend. Yeah, so you can join Link 2 XRP #1 without an accredited investor status. It's only when you look to purchase the SPVs there where they will begin, then they will begin that accredited investor status. Yeah, I'm going to share that, Alex Jeet. I got on Twitter and got that. That was my question too, right? It's like, it's a very, very interesting thing too. When I heard that, I started the stream. I was talking about that, Alex Jeet, as a matter of fact. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, you know, yeah, it was interesting to hear that. what he's talking about, what Alex Sheet is talking about, is a video with Pompliano and the dude from Shark Tank. You know, I think it's, I call him a dude everyone loves to hate. I don't even remember what his name is. Some people say something called smiley face or something, I forget. But he was kind of pointing out why he is not into BTC, but he said other digital currencies, which is, I think is interesting. You're not into BTC because the market cap is so small and this and that and that, but you're into other digital assets with smaller market caps. So it can't be about the market cap about BTC. It's got to be something else, you see, right? So he's looking at it from a different perspective, right? And so we'll listen to that. Thank you. We'll listen to that for sure. In fact, that's a good cue to just check that out right now. Let me see if I can find it. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out on a Saturday. I know you guys could be doing so many other different things on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. There it is there. Crypto Now, let's share it. Let me share it with you guys and just kind of listen to it. See what do you think he's talking about on this other currency? Let's.
Nothing burger, a giant nothing burger. And then, look, my issue around these special asset classes, let's drift back to Bitcoin because it is the granddaddy of all of the debates going on here. There would be tremendous value in a currency, a digital currency. And every time I talk about this, it's the same topic. I look at the asset value of Bitcoin versus the asset value of all things traded. And Bitcoin is still a nothing burger, a giant nothing burger. And the reason I would argue that that's the case is you don't have every institution willing to play ball with it. But if there was an attempt to either take Bitcoin itself or some other currency, because I think Bitcoin's proven the first mile, there's no question about it. There's global interest in digital currency. But a digital currency that could be traded everywhere with a regulator agreeing to it and would be agnostic. In other words, you could trade it to buy assets in Switzerland, trade it to buy assets in France or in England or in the United States, and everybody would take that digital currency. Then you would have something, Pomp. Then you would have something of tremendous value, because that way I could keep half my net worth in the digital currency and just flow and trade and go in and out of things. I could buy groceries. I could buy a house with it. I'd be agnostic to it. That is a vision that's really attractive versus this tiny little thing that for some people is an outlier that in many ways is not liquid or not easily liquid. Like if I want to buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin right now, I got to do a fair amount of work to pull that off. It's not instantaneous. It's getting better.
He said it's getting better. So that's Kevin O'Leary. So, you know, if there was a digital currency, you know, that I could use in this, did you notice he said that all the regulators would be good with it? All the regulators would be good with it. And I could go in and out of it, right? For real estate or groceries, and everyone would take it. In and out of it, right? All the regulators. Let me share another thing that I think we should be reminded of. Let me see if I can find this. This is with Michelle Bond and Monica Long. Then we have something, says Kevin. And then he did say, by the way, there is a currency, right? He started going down there, then he stopped. But that sounds very, very familiar to me. And I just want you to think about this, how this just kind of got blurted out. And I remember when we shared this on the channel when it first came out.
With 50 different governments worldwide. And we are engaging with 50 different governments worldwide. And we are engaging with 50 different governments worldwide. And we are engaging with 50 different governments worldwide.
You guys remember that? Remember when she said that? It's Monica Long there and Michelle Bond. Remember that? right? Remember that? Okay, yeah, he calls himself Mr. Wonderful. There it is, Jackie 33. Yeah. 50 different governments engaging with 50 different governments. Kevin O'Leary said, now a digital currency that I could go in and out of. Let me play it again. Let me let you guys listen to this again and tell me what that sounds like to you. Let's play this again.
Because it is I issue around these special asset classes. Let's drift back to Bitcoin because it is the granddaddy of all of the debates going on here. There would be tremendous value in a currency, a digital currency. And every time I talk to you about this, it's the same topic. I look at the asset value of Bitcoin versus the asset value of all things traded. And Bitcoin is still a nothing burger, a giant nothing burger. And the reason I would argue that that's the case is you don't have every institution willing to play ball with it. But if there was an attempt to either take Bitcoin itself or some other currency, because I think Bitcoin's proven the first mile.
Or some other currency.
There's global interest in digital currency. But a digital currency that could be traded everywhere with the regulator agreeing to it and would be agnostic. In other words, you could trade it to buy assets in Switzerland, trade it to buy assets in France or in England or in the United States, and everybody would take that digital currency. Then you would have something, Pomp. Then you would have something of tremendous value, because that way I could keep half my net worth in the digital currency and just flow and trade and go in and out of things. I could buy groceries. I could buy a house with it. I'd be agnostic to it. That is a vision that's really attractive.
And I think about, this whole, remember that they're talking global stable coins. That sounds a lot like a global stable coin. What does it sound like to you? And I think the great thing about where we are is that could be something backed by XRP as collateral and built on the XRP ledger, or that could be XRP. And the whole global thing starts with the G20s and the G7s of the world, right? That's where it starts. But that's an interesting thing there. And I think that Ripple and its technology, in my opinion, are perfectly positioned to leverage whatever way they choose to go. It doesn't matter. Bridge currency, the genius behind XRP is it can be used as collateral. It can be a stable coin. It's almost right. I say it's very, very close in terms of store of value. However you want to use this token, you can use it. Whatever way you want to use it, you can use it. And then you throw on the added benefit of the XRP ledger. And then, right, and upon which any entity that wants to can build on it. You see what I'm saying? The genius move, I've always said this, right? We always talk about the blue ocean strategy. The genius move, in my opinion, with Chris Larson and Arthur Britto and McCaleb, the brilliant move was when they created the technology. And when they sat down and they had a decision, we can keep this and we can just go own the world with this technology. Proprietary, own the world with it. We can own the world with this technology. And they said, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make this a decentralized, open source, available to anyone. They could have ruled the payment space. I mean, just dominated the payment space and become very much like Amazon and sucking up all the talent. And they would all just run the Ripple and just go out there and just take them down one by one by one by one by one. But they decided not to. And I think that's the genius, is deciding to let that be open source, because now you're gifting it to the world. And what I think when I see that open gift to the world is that nations are more willing to accept it. Alex Van, Fitness and Philosophy. Don't you think he's no, because describing BTC and not XRP, please explain. Well, no, I mean, the whole point of that clip is he was saying what BTC was not. He was saying what it was not. In my opinion, not, again, he's talking market cap and, it's a small part. And he's saying that not all institutions currently are willing to work with it, right? Those were his words. Not all institutions are willing to work with it, look into it, right? Now, what he could be saying is that's the potential of Bitcoin, Alex, right? That potentially Bitcoin could get accepted everywhere, but and potentially it could be not not as slow as it is now. Potentially it could be not as slow as it is now. Potentially it could be not as expensive as it is now. Right? Right? He could be stating the potential of where Bitcoin can go. But there's zero doubt in my mind that he knows it's a currency today where you don't have that, and where more regulators are willing to deal with it and work with it, which is why I showed that video of Monica Long and Michelle Bond saying we're currently engaged with 50 governments. Right. So we're in the process of Ripple, the company, we're in the process of getting nations and governments to be willing to take this and work with it and deal with it. Don't you find it odd? For me, I find it very, very odd. I mean, I don't know. Why does the UK and Japan and I believe Singapore, Asia, why are those nations? I mean, we're talking Japan, right? FSA person, UK Treasury, why are they coming up and making a point of saying they don't see XRP as a security, they see it as an exchange token or as a crypto asset? Why not just, why get involved in the conversation? Why would the UK HM Treasury get involved in the conversation? You know what I mean? I think the genius behind Ripple, what they did in that open source and the ledger and making it available and all these other use cases is, I feel as though another nation would look onto that favorably, right? Favorably. And the key, in my opinion, is to not threaten. If you don't threaten governments, if you will, then you have a better chance of being accepted, right? There's two types of acceptance, in my opinion. You can be accepted, or go down that acceptance route, kicking and screaming, or you can openly embrace it. And I think that's the difference between Bitcoin and XRP, is I think XRP is one that is going to be openly, arms opened up and embraced, versus kicking and screaming, which is, in my opinion, is Bitcoin. It's accepted, kicking and screaming by those people accepting it, right? Because they figured out, this technology here right now, governments are saying, well, it's this kind of thing to our monetary policy, and it's that kind of thing now to our monetary policy, but we can't strong arm it, so we have to embrace it. And so our way of embracing it is going to be to strongly regulate it, right? and versus Ripple and XRP, and them saying we're wanting to make what you have better. It's a different approach, and so I think the acceptance is different. Right? I really, really do think the acceptance is different, and I think that is different, and I think that's going to make all the difference, in my opinion. I really, really do. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And that is the thing. I think that I think there is a hope and a chance for Bitcoin to get better, right? To get faster, right? To get cheaper, that type of deal. But I find it interesting. Michael Saylor says something I thought was important. He said, if someone came to him, an engineer and the developer came to him and said, you know, we got about 102 ways that we can make Bitcoin better, he would say to them, hold on, slow down. Why are you trying to change this thing? It's kind of great the way it is. What's all this stuff? And I thought to myself, isn't that interesting? And I think what it is look, the use case of a store of value is good enough. The use case that it gives us other options besides the fiat printing monetary policy is enough. And I'll point to the modern investor who said something a long time ago. He said, you got to ask yourself, why the BTC, you know, the people there, whoever that is, have not decided to make it better, have not decided to change the model, because they could have changed it. And I don't mean necessarily a fork or anything like that, but they could have changed it and they didn't. And why do you think that is? And I think that's important because I just think people understand. There's probably people who think, you know, if we start tweaking with it, maybe we take some of the principles behind it out. You know what I mean? And so that philosophy and the principles behind it, to me, is greater than the digital asset itself. Rafi Bohojian, how are you, my friend? Interesting thought. Never thought of that before. Well, thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah, right. So Michael Dobson says, yep, this is all about control Uncle the ban and suspending XRP in the United States because they can't control self-custody banking. So they'll wait till they have control of it and the price out of reach. Yeah, I don't know what the bigger picture is with XRP, but I do know that they know the prowess, right, Michael? I fully believe and understand that they know the potential, the attributes, and all that it can do. And again, when you get other nations saying, look, United States, look, you know, good old US of A, if you guys don't want to take advantage of what this technology has to offer and what XRP can do, cool, do you. But we're going to take advantage of it. We're going to utilize it. That's right. That's a powerful thing. Right. And another thing to think about, never really heard any bans of XRP by other nations, right? We're going to ban XRP, but other nations have said, there have been attempts to ban Bitcoin, right? And you could say that's because of the market cap, it's the biggest threat and all the different things like that, right? And that's a valid argument. But ultimately, that idea of all the regulators kind of taking it in and like, yep, we see the prowess, the potential. I think that's more towards XRP than it is Bitcoin. And I think ultimately, that's a use case, and that they can get around, right? They can get around that, right? They can embrace that. Again, cross-border payments. Oh yeah, get it. A sovereign nation like the Bahamas or St. Lucia, like, oh, okay, so hold on a second. If we use this technology, we don't have to take our sovereign currency and place it over here and place it over there and place it over there and place it over there, which inherently brings risk to it. We don't have to do that. We can just use this XRP thing and we can keep our sovereign currency here and get it out to our people. That's a big time value add, right? That's a big time value add. And that's what this does. And what Chris and Brad, kind of, what they realized is major nations were getting that, right? Central banks of other nations are getting that, right? Remember the little talk on stage with Brad Garlinghouse, and he explained how a central bank governor said to him about the prowess of XRP and the potential and the power that it could bring his nation by using XRP. The central bank governor brought that up to Brad. That's a powerful thing. Right? That's a powerful, very, very powerful thing. And the US will have to, in my humble opinion, come around to that. Like, there's no choice. There's no other choice. Look, 20%, it's only 20% GDP right now, only 20%. And maybe in 80% of the transactions or trade, there's only 20% GDP. The nations can continue to move on with or without the United States. That's what the digital assets brings, ability to people to move on without having to be dependent upon another nation. That's the genius, right? That ultimately is the genius. I'm listening to this here too by Ari Paul and Rao Paul of Real Vision. Some really, really interesting stuff here. I'm going to listen to the part about the risk curve later today. But again, if you guys are not part of Real Vision Crypto, you definitely want to check that out. Let me see the next thing I want to share with you guys. Wasn't that it was the whole JP Morgan and I guess Goldman Sachs wanting to get into the custody business. The custody business of crypto. There it is, right there. All right. We're going to JP Morgan, Goldman, and Citi are all said to be looking at crypto custody. The same people who thought they were too big to fail, who said, no, we're gonna get as many of the bailouts as we can. We're gonna let the people pay for it. And we're gonna do our bonuses and get our planes, our private jets and all that. The US banking powerhouse Goldman Sachs has issued an RFI to explore digital asset custody, according to a source inside the bank. Goldman Sachs to enter the crypto market soon with custody plays. That's the source. Oh my goodness. U.S. banking powerhouse Goldman Sachs has issued a request for information to explore digital asset custody, according to her source inside the bank. When asked about the timing, the Goldman source said the bank's custody plans would be evident soon. Goldman's digital asset custody RFI was circulated to at least one well-known crypto custody player toward the end of 2020. Like JP Morgan, we have issued an RFI looking at digital custody. We are broadly exploring digital custody and exciting what's the next step or what the next step is, said the Goldman source, who asked not to be named. An RFI on crypto custody was issued by JP Morgan in October of 2020. The Goldman insider said the bank's digital asset initiative was part of a broad digital strategy citing stablecoins in relation to recent missives from the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of Currency. When asked about JP Morgan, Goldman, and Citi, the three big U.S. banks most are watching in relation to crypto custody, Monica said, we are talking to all these guys. Well, isn't that interesting? Of course, they have to get into the space, right? What's going on here, right? Of course, they have to get into the space. So just be careful on that one. For me, yeah, I don't think so. But I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, yeah. But that's where we're going. I mean, that's kind of proof positive. It says that this is the space is here and it is here to stay and there's nothing that they can do about it. Right? So overall, guys, that's kind of the bigger picture, and that's where we are. The Bitcoin standard, and you see, I see put in parentheses XRP, right? Or the Fiat standard, right? We get to choose. We've already made the decision, right? Right. A lot of us talk about how, you know, the dream is to not ever have to go into the fiat dollar. It's just to continue to live in the digital asset space, and it's becoming more and more like. That idea and notion is happening it's getting closer and closer to fruition every single day. Right? Every single day, we're getting closer and closer and closer to that. There's a lot of people hating on XRP right now. I got put on timeout on somebody's channel for asking a question related to XRP and why he sold his Cardano while it's pumping. Yeah. I think, you know, I hearken back to BC Backer's comment one day. I was watching a video of his and he said, you know, when you're scared, when you're really, really scared about something, you know, it's probably that's the one that you should be buying. I remember him saying that. I remember, and I'm going to share one thing, and then I'm going to share something from DIY investing that I just think is massive. But I remember hearing that, and when he said that, it made me sit back and think about everything, what I believe everything XRP is, and everything the XRP ledger is, and everything the ILP is. When I thought about that, it made me realize that I was right, even though, you know, we got we've been blessed in terms of our holdings with XRP. It reminded me how right I was, that every time there was a 4 for $1 or 5 for $1 sale here recently, it was the right decision to get more. And we're talking after the SEC lawsuit, right? Just before and right after it. It made me realize how right I was. It really, really did. And I don't know if you're there yet. Like, I don't know if you have enough knowledge, know-how, and conviction about what XRP is, right? Because unfortunately, the people who just got into this space the last 9 months or earlier all they really know about XRP is the price and the price and where it is when they got it, and the price of where it was in 2017 and 18. They don't know everything else behind it, but you do, right? The vast majority of people here do, right? And I would ask you, has that changed because of the lawsuit? Has the value behind XRP changed? The use case, the utility, the ecosystem that is RippleNet getting people hopping off of RippleNet, or more people hopping on it at the rate of 2 a week, like it was just recently put out there on Twitter, right? You think about that? Are more people hopping off of RippleNet because of the lawsuit? Or more people hopping on at the rate of 2 a week? Right? So that is the deal, right? And so, last night I, changed some stuff and was able to take some stuff off of MetaMask and do some more stuff just so that I could just take advantage of this close to $4 for a dollar. Because it hasn't changed. The value in XRP hasn't changed. In fact, it's getting better. Because RippleNet is right. That's a product, right? The ODL, that's another product, right? And so a lot of people, they say, well, RippleNet doesn't necessarily mean XRP. And me personally, I say, of course it does. Because banks and FIs ultimately are going to want the fastest and the cheapest and the greatest cost savings, right? The greatest cost savings, right? When you get an Amazon account, you don't go buy everything on Amazon. But what you do is continue to buy more and more on Amazon, and then you eventually go to Amazon Prime. Why is that? Why is it? Why did you hop on Amazon, and then you go to eventually to Amazon Prime? Because it's a better use case for Amazon. You're getting more value by doing that. And I think, I'm 90% certain that once we get the clarity, those guys who hopped onto RippleNet, right, because it's RippleNet, right, just like those of us hop on Amazon because it's Amazon, are going to move over to the Amazon free of Ripple, right? If you understand what I'm saying, the Amazon Prime rather of Ripple, right? They're going to just move over because they get greater value, if you will, for the money, right? So that's what I believe. And so everyone has to make their own decision what they're going to do with their fiat dollars, or as I like to call it, their dirty, nasty fiat. Everyone has to make their own decision about it. But I would encourage you to ask yourself, what's the value in XRP? What is the value in the XRP ledger? What is the value in RippleNet? What's the value in ODL? What is the value? Why did that central bank governor tell Brett Garlinghouse that there's tremendous value for us as a sovereign currency, a sovereign country, to use our own sovereign currency and not get it out there and put it into risk by having it in other nations' banks? That's a massive value to XRP. Why did he bring that up to Brett? And does that change? It's accurate, right? And the reason why I can say that it's accurate is because, again, there have been major nations who have taken their asset and they have put it in some other country's possession and have not been able to retrieve it. like gold. People have taken their gold out of their country and they have put it in another country and have not been able to retrieve their own gold. Their own gold. And so the bigger picture is XRP allows a nation to not have to deal with that risk. That, my friends, is massive. It's massive. Right? What's going on, crypto delivery? Right? Like for us, right? You know, again, we're in crypto. Like we don't have a responsibility to protect the sovereignty of our currency. We don't have that, right? But that central bank governor does. The president, prime minister of a country does. Right? So now all of those 50 governments that Michelle Bond, I think it's Michelle Bond mentioned in that clip, they get to hear that story. Right? They get to hear that story. I mean, it's, you know, it's a powerful, powerful thing. It really is a powerful, powerful thing. And again, in-house fighting between the Federal Reserve and what they're doing and other parts of the United States government and what they want to do, whether that be Congress, whether that be different regulators, CFTC, SEC, CFPB, that in-house fighting has to come to a conclusion, right? And the conclusion might be that the digital asset space is here to stay. And there's a company, a good old US of A American company that is arguably leading in terms of its technology out of all the other digital assets. And we can let them go, or we can embrace their technology and leverage it to our advantage, to the best of our abilities. Right? And I truly, truly believe that's where we are, where it's the in-house fighting that's going on. Right? I shared that video with you guys. It's that in-house fighting, trying to decide, right? It's kicking and screaming in letting go of the US dollar as the notion or idea of the US dollar as the world reserve currency. It's kicking and screaming about it, right? Like jumping into a puddle as a 5-year-old, kicking and screaming, not wanting to let it go. You ever have that happen? Right? You ever been in a grocery store when the little one just, look, I don't want to keep walking. I want to hop in the cart. I don't want to hop in the cart. I want to keep walking. And the end result of it is just kind of just a moment of right stubbornness right in the middle of a grocery store, right? That's kind of what's going on here, in my opinion, right? In-house. But ultimately, again, the bigger picture is being left behind, and the US of A, in my opinion, is not going to let that happen. There's going to be an awakening, I believe. And just like, what's his name said, let me pull this up for you guys, because this, I think, is a powerful, powerful thing that we have to keep listening to and hearing over and over and over again. It's Jerome Powell. Let me see. Where is it at? Here it is here.
So let me
conclude with another.
26, okay. Let me make sure I got this right, because it's important that we understand what that looks like and why is he saying it's out of the Federal Reserve.
And we'll do so, by the way, well in advance of active consideration of beginning a gradual taper of asset purchases. So that's how we're thinking about that. I'll say something about CBDC. So we don't have an explicit plan to do what you articulated, but since we are the world's reserve currency, we actually think we need to get this right, and we don't feel an urge or need to be first. We have effectively, it means we already have a first mover advantage because we're the reserve currency. So, and I think there are both benefits and potential costs and unresolved questions around CBDC. And so we're committed to, technology has made this possible, and effectively private sector actors can create the equivalent of digital money. We know that in the past, when private sector money, the public sometimes just thinks of it as money, and then at some point they find out that it's not money, and that's a really bad thing we need to avoid. So we're going to look at it very, very carefully. We're investing heavily in understanding the technology and analyzing the policy questions, the many policy questions that come. We will also do, as we go through this process, we'll do a great deal of outreach to every constituency that would be interested, including elected representatives, including financial sector participants, including, as we did with the monetary policy review, the people we serve, to try to understand what are the use cases, do we need this, how would it help, what are the benefits, and I think all of that will inform our thinking as we go through it. So I think we're determined to do this right rather than quickly, and it will take some time. I think it'll take measured in years rather than months. But I would say, since it's possible and private sector is already kind of doing it, I think this is something we need to take very, very seriously.
But to make sure that private sector is moving ahead, not spilling over and creating some risks for the Fed, will have to step in ex post, I guess.
Yes, there's a need for, and we've been very focused, as you know, on better regulatory answers for potential global stablecoins in particular. So that's been a high-level focus, and that will continue to be a high-level focus because they could become systemically important overnight.
They can become systemically important overnight. It's a high-level focus. A high-level focus, and they can become systemically important overnight. CBDCs, Bitcoin and digital asset, but the global stablecoin notion and that idea, global stablecoin, and that idea is a high level. I just can't help but remember, not the Bitcoins from Animal Guard, right? So what does that look like? I don't know. I just know that XRP is involved somehow, whether it be the XRP ledger, whether it be a collateralized stablecoin built on the ledger. I don't know. But let us not also forget that the central banks are looking into the ledger for their CBDCs. The United States don't have to. The other central banks are looking at it for their CBDCs. It's really, really important. So a global stablecoin, the FSB is looking into that, Financial Stability Board. They're talking about it. They're looking into it. You just heard the Federal Reserve Chairman say it. It's a high level point. It's a high level thing that we're thinking about, and it will continue to be high level. That's important. And right now, right? The US of A, government-wise, is not going to be looking to create something. They're going to be looking to adopt something. And if other nations are saying and speaking and shouting from the rooftops about the genius that is XRP, you know, for every nation that continues to add on and say that, that becomes a global consensus of the genius that is XRP, right? Systemically important overnight, like a light switch on and off, right? That's right, Michael Dobson, you got it. All right, guys, so there I am on that there. I hope it has been insightful for you. Again, I hope it will give you some time to think about what it is that you hold. And ultimately, say in this channel, do you know that you know what you hold? Do you know that, right? And understand this is an asset space. It's not just about one digital asset. In this bull market, there will be gains. I'm going to share something from a young man that I just think I have mad respect for. Let me share this. I'm going to end the stream with this. I think this is, you know, take it for what you will. But this is a guy who maybe about 2 weeks ago, who's already been long on XRP. His name is DIY Investing. That's his channel. Young guy, Donovan, right? Said, you know, I just put one BTC, and at that time it was $31,000 for BTC. $31,000 for BTC. And he put one in and got XRP. Just so everyone knows and is very clear about what's happening, I'm going to lay it out right now. If you have been waiting to deploy cash or you are wondering when you should buy, now is the last shot. Now, listen, I'm just reading this. I'm not telling you guys what to do with your money. I'm reading this and I'm wanting to point out the thinking, the mindset, right? Now is the last shot you really have because it's FOMO season for the rest of the year. Obviously, I'm not saying that to make you lose your money because we say that's what not to do. I say this because you're about to see the market explode. He said this last night at 4:57 in the morning. I say this because you're about to see the market explode to heights you never thought possible. I experienced this in 2017, and 2017 will be nothing compared to this. The worst thing in the world is to mess around waiting to buy only to see prices explode without you. The retail wave is here and the dumb money will be flooding in like crazy. Jump in or get left behind at this point. There really isn't another option. Sorry, guys. Listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. That old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.